Yes. Again, good evening and a very warm welcome to all those who have joined here, all leaders who are here to spend an hour or so with us on this. I would say more of an initial discovery call on leader as a coach. It's a very introductory webinar. Those of you who have gone through our mails, our introductory videos, warm welcome to them also, because you have already taken the first step to your journey as a leader, as a coach. Yeah. So my name is Subash, and I'm the founder, CEO of Regal Unlimited. We are a boutique firm into professional coaching, leadership, executive, business coaching, life coaching, and spiritual coaching, and then all the variants thereof. So we're into professional coaching. Number two, we are also into professional coach training based on all ICF, International Coaching Federation framework. And we also offer healing as part of the offering by the firm. So we're into coaching, coach training, and certification and healing. And there are other elements, like we do retreats and we do other foundation programs, we do workshops. We've done a lot of workshops. We have covered several leaders through our workshops to introduce what is coaching the way ICF practices. As you perhaps already know, the laser focus of this particular webinar is to set the context of leader as a coach. Yeah, we have created a deck, and with me is Karan, my colleague and partner in crime. So, hi, Karan. We jump in straight. In the interest of time, we value time. We value the fact that we're here. When all of you registered, we had asked this question: what are the challenges that leaders face? Leaders in your day-to-day leadership. So these are some of the streams that we got from many of you. So we picked up 4 core areas of concern or challenges, because we thought that would be pretty much cover 80, 20, 90, 10% of all the leaders that they're facing. The first one was the difficulty to achieve the business goal. Yeah, pretty common. All of us, whether you're in sales or otherwise, achieving business goal is something that's a challenge. I face that month on month myself as an entrepreneur. Number 2 is I'm not growing fast enough. That is, at a personal level, I feel I am cut out for bigger things. I want to take challenges. I'm working hard. I'm learning. I'm doing everything that I need to do to move up the ladder, but I'm not going fast, or I'm stuck. And all variants again thereof. The idea is we all have our dreams. We all have our goals. We have our milestones to achieve our goals or life purpose. If you're not going at a certain phase, we know within our heart that I'm not going fast enough. Some of them said we are also facing midlife crisis. Now, those of you who are connected with me, otherwise, I always remind every one of us, including me, that unfortunately the midlife crisis is no longer midlife. It comes much earlier. I just this year, afternoon I had a chat with a younger who's not anywhere close to midlife, in the 50s. Who's asking some deep questions about life, about relationships, finance, and then also career, how all this come together. So I had somebody yesterday visiting our office from another city, an old client and a good friend, also saying the same thing. He's in his late 40s, some of the challenges that he's facing. So what I'm saying is, it's getting more common, but it's also kind of not moving away from that average of midlife to various other life stages. I'm not saying this to prove a point, nor am I saying this to scare you if you're either on this side or the other side of midlife. But it's good to be aware. Yeah. The third one is I'm struggling with not so supportive bosses. Again, I've said this in the past. It amazes me, the corporate leaders that I've worked with, many of them face this. Now, when I say corporate leaders who are going through executive coaching programs, typically sponsored by their organizations, these are high potential leaders. These are leaders whom the organizations are investing but still they have bosses who are not supportive. And it just beats me. Yeah. The third is, I'm sure you know about this. Many of us are on either side facing some kind of a work life imbalance. Yeah. So those are things that we are facing. So uh, this is also a reminder for all of us. Jim Rohn's quote that we have to be strong, but we can't be rude. We have to be kind, but that should not be seen as weakness. I had my organization behavior professor in B school who said all of you leaders will be seen as either heartless or spineless. It's up to you whether whether you want your people around you to see you as heartless or spineless. So anyway, one critical part of your body is going to be taken away. That's your choice. We can be bold but not bully. Again, a lot of bullying people face school, college, work, community. That's a sad reality of our consciousness. You have to be thoughtful but not lazy. And the world knows whether when you're trying to procrastinate, when you're being lazy, you can be thoughtful, you can analyze, but no analysis, that paralysis and analysis, right? You have to be humble but not timid, proud but not arrogant. Humor. Humor is also coaching skill, something that is integral to our training as a coach. Yeah, but without folly. Yeah. It's a quick question. I would invite you to go to the chat box and say either 1 or 0. Or sorry, not this question. You have to just add a word or a phrase. What does leadership mean to you? Forget everything else that you have learned, you have experienced as a leader. You as a leader, what does it mean to you? Take a minute to go into the chat and I'll read out the answer. Yeah, that's good. Approachable, yes. Serve. Servant leadership is a very powerful. Immersing yourself, yes. Yeah. Responsibility, absolutely. Yeah. Involvement, yes. Yeah. So this is some of the elements that we today see as leadership. Transparent, yes, absolutely. Sorry. Okay, I just close that page, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah. So I also want you to make a note mentally or physically, preferably physically on a notepad, saying that what leadership means to me. This is not a question that we often ask, and that's a mistake a lot of leaders make. I bring 21 years of corporate experience, 18 of it as as a leader, leading from small team to big business, multiple businesses. So 21 years I've handled, 18 years with P&L responsibility. And last 9+ years, I'm into 10th year as a professional coach. I've been working with leaders, business owners, established entrepreneurs. So, a lot of statements that I make, it's not coming from my ego. It's coming from my personal experience as a leader, as a manager before that, and also as a coach for a lot of corporate leaders. Yeah. So it's surprising that while we are leading day in and day out at work, at home, and in the community, we don't pause to ask ourselves, what is leadership for me? That is the starting point. No? Yeah. There are over 2,000 prominent definitions of leadership if you Google for it. And, among all the definitions that I have come across, this resonates with me a lot. And I picked this up as my favorite quotation even before I discovered professional coaching or started practicing as professional coach. For me, this is the 5th president of the US. For me, what resonates here is if your action, so the word is action. Action has to inspire others. So as a leader, I am constantly doing something. There should be a bias for action. The popular book In Search for Excellence promotes a bias for action to inspire. So now flag out this word inspire. We're going to come back to that word inspire later. To dream more, it starts with dreams. What are my dreams? Not tactical goals. It has to be aligned with a larger purpose and dreams. Learn more, We all are here to learn. Many of us add learn and grow, whether we'll want to grow or not, but we are definitely here to learn, to do more, vice for action again, inspiring others to do more too, through proof and become more. In the process, we are becoming something. Brian Tracy says, the guru of goal settings, and that it's not about reaching the goal, but it's about what you become when you make that journey. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, one of the greatest teachers, India has seen or the world has seen, he said, it's not about reaching the destination. The joy is actually in that journey. If you do all this, then you are a leader, says this American president. So, Tim Ferriss, somebody whom I'm sure all of you are familiar. Tim Ferriss was asked, what is your core strength? He said, I can outwork anyone and everyone. I can work harder than anyone and everyone. So, and working hard has to be part of our leadership style. Yeah, I jump quickly into a video. Karan, just let me know if you're not able to listen, get the audio.
Sure. We cannot see the video yet.
You can't see, is it?
No.
I'll stop sharing then. Can you see now?
Yes, we can.
Thank you.
Volume can be increased, Subash.
Everyone needs a coach. It doesn't matter whether you're a basketball player, a tennis player, a gymnast, or a bridge player. My bridge coach, Sharon Osberg, says there are more pictures at the back of her head than anyone else's in the world. Sorry, Sharon. There you go. We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve.
Years I've received so many different kinds of advice, I don't know where to start. One that comes to mind is to have a coach. Our board member in 2002, John Doerr, said, you need a coach. And I said, well, I don't need a coach. I'm an established CEO. Why would I need a coach? Is something wrong? He said, no, you need a coach. Everybody needs a coach. So Bill Campbell became my coach and has served Google very well. Every famous athlete, every famous performer has somebody who's a coach, somebody who can watch what they're doing and say, is that what you really meant? Did you really do that? They can give them perspective. The one thing people are never good at is seeing themselves as others see them. A coach really, really helps.
Yeah. Those of you are interested, you can even look at the next video. This by, why everyone needs a coach by.
How do professionals?
Yeah, this by Atul Gawande, who's a surgeon. A surgeon says why everyone should have a coach. Yeah, I go back to the deck. Now, what we saw was, we saw how leadership is, is closely linked to having a professional coach. How maximizing your potential as a leader is closely linked to having a coach. Yeah, all this will come together. Okay, just stay with me for another couple of slides, and then we're going to do a bit of interactive discussions. Any question if you have, you can please go to the chat and share. Karan is monitoring that. Now, this is one of the popular articles by none other than Dr. Daniel Goleman, the guru of emotional intelligence, who said there are 2 + 2 + 2, 6 styles of leadership. There are 6 styles of leadership. You can see on the side, right? It's affiliative, democratic, commanding, pace-setting, visionary, and coaching. These 6 styles of leaderships are based on emotions, right? You'll be surprised to know that, Daniel Goleman is looking at based on emotions, not based on a lot of other parameters that we are usually used to, like finding results, to managing team, creating more leaders and a lot of other stuff. But today emotional intelligence or managing emotions at work has become more critical. Pre-pandemic, now more so after the onset of the pandemic. So he says, out of these 6 styles of leadership, coaching is the most difficult, the least understood, and hence least practiced. And if you have to lead into the future, where you're going to manage a lot of generation millennial to generation Z, absolutely there is no escape but to have a coaching approach to leadership. A lot of us survived our leadership roles with a command and control. But the future of leadership cannot be based on command and control. This is from a 2015 HBR article. You'll have to buy it if you want to go through it, but I would strongly recommend. So coaching is something that the future of leadership is. Every time I get a chance, I make the statement that the future of leadership is coaching. Not because I'm a coach, not because I train coaches, but I can see the definite shift in the mentality, in the consciousness of people, the youngsters, the younger. When I say not just the college passer, but the younger crowd. Today, millennial is 35. A lot of future prime ministers and presidents are going to be millennials. You can't manage from a position of command and control. Yeah. So Bill Gates and Eric Schmidt of former Google CEO and a lot of others, Dr. Atul Gawande, all of them say everyone needs a coach. Then what is coaching? We spend a minute or so on what is coaching. But it's a good way to look at what is not coaching. Coaching is not mentoring. Mentoring is where a subject matter expert will come and guide you. Somebody who's an expert, who's done it and seen it everything. It's not consulting. Consulting, like the big 4 or big 5, they come in, they have wealth of information, they've worked with a lot of clients, they still give you, I believe there's a bit of an echo on the WhatsApp. Yeah, they still tell you what is best, but they don't partner with you to implement it. So then what is not coaching is also not training. It is also not therapy. Therapy is somebody who's a psychotherapist, trained, experienced, qualified, who can take you to the past, fix the problem and bring back, and then set on a path to recovery at all levels, including emotions. It's not training, it is not mentoring, it is not guiding, it is not telling. Then what is coaching? Coaching is about a transformational shift. It's a journey. It's not a sprint to transformation, because transformation cannot be a sprint. Here, the coach and the client, it's not partnering or it's not therapy, but these are two equals. It's also not a construct, or it's more a joint construct. It's not an instruct. You don't tell. It's all about there's a lot more asking. Yeah. Again, just to clarify, I kind of conveniently go and take the help of International Coaching Federation defines coaching as, ICF is a global benchmark in coaching. Few keywords, it's partnering. So it's two equals in a conversation. It's not a coffee table conversation. It's a very serious professional conversation, but it is still about two equals having a conversation. It's partnering with the clients in a creative thought-provoking process. It's a process, but it's not a binary process. It's also creative thought-provoking for the client. And what does it do? It inspires. Now I'm linking it back to the definition of leadership that I shared earlier. There also the word comes inspire. What does the coach inspire the client to do? Take actions so that the client actually takes steps at a doing and being to maximize potential. And what again fascinates me here is that ICF places personal ahead of professional potential. So today, when a corporate hires me as a leadership coach or an executive coach, they know that what this coach as an ICF professional coach will do is maximize potential, personal and professional. It can potentially lead the client to leave the organization for better opportunities or to look at bigger dreams. But that is an inherent risk the organization takes. But if the client stays, tap into that potential, that leader would be phenomenally more powerful, more effective, more productive. And that is power of coaching. And that's what makes a Bill Gates or an Eric Schmidt or Dr. Atul Gawande to say that everyone needs a coach. Every leader needs a coach. Yeah? I'm keeping a tab on questions. If there's anything, please do go there and put up, right? Coaching is also about a mindset. It's not that I can get up today morning and decide that, or tomorrow morning and decide that, okay, till yesterday I've been a bad, command and control bullying kind of a coach. Now I'll be a bullying kind of a leader. Now I'm going to wear the hat of a coach. No, it is never that easy. You can't just shift one morning. Yeah, because it's not easy to look at the potential when you are judged by the performance of the organization. So it's a 180-degree shift in your mindset, and it is not easy. It also about the ecosystem, whether you're part of the organization, community, even at home. When the child, your son or daughter comes and shows your progress report, and assume that, God forbid, the results are not good, will you look at the performance on the progress card, or do you have the awareness or the mindset to look at the potential of the child? It is not easy. And I'm sure as a parent, everyone will appreciate that. Yeah. Now, why it is important? Only then the leader can truly make an impact. Here, so we have seen what is a leader. We have seen what is a coach. We're kind of bringing it together through the mindset. So a leader with a coaching mindset will help the client to maximize potential. And that's your best bet against any potential challenges. We are just coming out of a challenge of a lifetime, the pandemic, right? We are responded to it professionally, personally in different ways. But we're still coming out of that crisis. It improves relationships. So the challenges that you face is slide number 2, right? At work with your boss, or at home with your spouse or kids or parents or in-laws. A coaching mindset or leader as a coach would definitely help shift the relationships to a positive thing, because you'll just be listening better. There is no way that the relationship cannot improve. Accountability is embedded among the teams, and it kind of creates better productivity, stimulates greater thinking, more creativity, right? More initiative. These are the outcomes that when a leader embraces a coaching mindset, start walking the talk as a coach. I'm not saying that you park leadership somewhere and just become a professional coach like we know. But in your organization, at work, at home, in your community, can you start being more aware of wearing the hat of a coach? Start trying it out. You'll be amazed how empowering it can be for the other person, and how much freedom you will experience. Even forget others. Yes, it is going to be the most empowering space you can create for anyone that you give, you interact with. But it is deeply empowering for you. It's a freedom for you. And this is what every leader who's experienced coaching or learned to coach has come back and told us. We have several hundreds of testimonials for that. Yeah. Now, leader as a coach as a program. We have run this program in organization, in-house, closed groups. We have done open programs. Just a random few examples in the interest of time. Yeah, we're doing well on time. Simple. I start with some simple things. Number one of them who works with a Scandinavian major at a leadership role, almost my age group, he said my meetings are more useful. Otherwise, half the crowd in the meeting room did not know why we are there, what we are supposed to do. The meetings have just become productive after I took, because I just take charge if I'm in a meeting. Whether it is, it is initiated by me or others, meetings have become important. I'm more aware at work. Several people have come back and said, my relationships have improved at work or at home or in community. It's just that, there's something that shifts within us, that relationships move. Some of the most toxic relationships, I have a client who's a CFO who says his key resource, his smartest member of the team was not aligned with his vision, and was more of a pain in the neck. Over a period of time, one session with me said, it's amazing how miraculous these guys are shifted. And no credit or debit on the other person. It's all about what this guy, the CFO, was doing with himself. Yeah. One of them had, 3-4 of his peers quit the company because a big chunk of the organization was being taken over. He chose to stay back, and he still is with the same company, an MNC in the IT sector. He's very happy. He's closer to all his dreams, financial, professional, and of course, relationship wise. It's their close knit family. I know the family. Another simple story, but in a very deep, profound story. I had somebody who comes to me, somebody reached out to me through a contact in Hyderabad. Someone who had to drop out of school because he's lost his father, worked as a security guard in an IT firm in Hyderabad. These are all verifiable facts. Anyone thinks that I'm exaggerating or I'm lying, I stand by all this. I can connect you with the individual leaders and you can verify. This guy has worked as security guard in IT firm. Somebody saw the spark in him, gave him a role within the organization, invested in his training, became an IT guy. So when he reached out to me, he was moving from an individual contributor to a team lead, the first team lead. And he spoke to his boss, who was instrumental in kind of grooming him and making him successful. His boss told him that go and see if you can get some coach training, because he was being coached by a professional coach. He knew coaching, but he said you should learn to coach. He was scared that my humble background. He was very good at as an individual contributor, but one of those books on by Ruchira, a friend, says all the super chicken get promoted, right, as a leader. So here is a brilliant individual contributor who was promoted by the organization, but his boss was somebody who knew coaching. So when he reached out to me, he said, I'm going to take this role as a team lead. I'm going to be surrounded by people who are far more smarter and accomplished, and everyone will have a swag. I'm going to struggle managing. And my boss recommended that I pick up some coaching skills. Yeah, this is almost 4-5 years story. He started off with us as an LAC, the leader as a coach program. He did that. He couldn't do the last module. He had to travel overseas because there was a fire in their US office, and his boss, again, somebody with whom I connected and I know him personally now, his boss sent him to the US, so he didn't attend the last session. That batch, he completed the next batch much later. He did that. He went there when he was expecting his first baby, his wife. So he wanted to come back, quickly fix and come back, but the US operations, the client wouldn't leave him. So he got delayed. Finally, anyway, he came back much later, and actually I met him at Hyderabad when he came back, and he shared a lot of stories. Very successful leader today. And of course, in his case, to close the loop, he has moved into the next level of coaching. He said, coaching has given me everything. I'm just taking some random examples that come to my mind. I've had a CEO, again, somebody whom I know was a friend, my batchmate, who moved from operations to CEO role. He's gone through this program. He got 4 of his one down to go through this program. It's a 1,000 crore company. Last 2 examples. An IT company in South America, the CEO and his core team, 24 of them in Colombia went through this program. 24 of them, of tech firm. Last example, Ford, 13 of their middle level leaders went through a program. This is a company sponsored in-house program. So why I'm giving this example is all these examples are our track record. People have gone through close-ended program and external program and have found immense benefit at personal, professional, and beyond. Yeah. Last couple of slides before I take. Now I'm going to specifics of our program. It's just a 20-hour introducing you to the concept and practice and mentoring. There is one big exercise which is Regal at 60, which kind of, it is, if you're familiar with this work, Ikigai, this takes it beyond Ikigai. No, I hashtag it as beyond Ikigai. It goes much deeper, and I allow you to look at why am I here and what I need to do. We also look at leadership concepts like good to great, Jim Collins level 5 leadership, servant leadership. There's a lot of interactions on that. And we also do one-to-one coaching with the mentor. So you actually experience one-to-one coaching. Regal, we are into almost 9th year of our operations, 250 plus coaches, 1,000 plus leaders through workshops and leader as coach programs. And over 50, including some Fortune 100 companies, we have touched lives with the leaders through all our programs that I listed. Last slide. We have a new cohort starting, an open program starting on 21st August. It's a Sunday. It will be 5 consecutive Sundays, starting on 21st August. It's an open program. So we'll have a diverse cohort there. What do you intend to achieve from this? We are going to prepare, we are going to future-proof your leadership. Today, if you see, EdTech, which was a very hot commodity till recent past, every EdTech company is firing people, right? A lot of other industries have gone through a lot of churn during the pandemic. So you have to necessarily add coaching to leadership. And this is the program. This is facilitated by me and a group of other fellow professionals who are all practicing coaches coming from diverse background. And I bring in a lot of elements of leadership and we plug in a lot of coaching concepts. And there's a lot of focus on practice. Yeah. To know more, you can just drop a line to info@Regal Unlimited or visit our website or LinkedIn page. We are all over social media, so happy to connect back. Yeah. I paused here. I stopped the presentation here. We are exactly 32 minutes into the presentation. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take.
Yeah, Subash, we have a question. How can picking up coaching skills help a millennial in a personal life?
How can anyone pick up coaching skills and help a millennial in a personal life? So coaching skills for a millennial in personal life. So personal life, I said, define what is coaching. Coaching skill is both for personal and professional. If you remember, I said places it ahead of professional. So it starts with personal. And that fascinates me as a coach because you can't break a person into 2 halves. Just focus on what you are at work, which is what all our corporate trainings are. It's all to help you be more productive. Whereas personal, ICF coaching is about maximizing personal and professional. So coaching looks at both personal and professional. Millennial, yes. Now there is a research which incidentally ICF has done, which is shared by me. I have not seen the research myself, but my mentor shares this. It seems that one of the hottest segment that is growing in the area of coaching is not life coaching also or executive coaching, but it is coaching for millennials. And the struggle that every millennial faces today, which are very different from what people like us face in a very different world today, I think millennials would be benefited immensely by coaching. So absolutely no doubt the power of coaching for the millennials. The only thing is they have to be, just as millennials have to be dealt with differently, they have, you need to manage them differently. So dealt with, managed in the positive sense, right? Not in a controlling sense. It has to be only through coaching. So using coaching skills, you listen more, you're more empowering, you're more present for the millennial. And some of these techniques that we introduce you as part of the program will definitely equip you to be a better leader for a millennial. It will also, another very important point that I also want to make here is that this is a muscle that you build. So if you have to build this muscle, this has to become kind of your nature. You have to listen better at work, at home, in the community, right? Today most of us walk into the lift, looking at the phone, walk out of the lift. We don't even raise our head and say hi to others in the lift, right? We don't acknowledge the presence of fellow human beings. Yeah, but no. So that's a muscle that you need to build, and that's part of the curriculum that we nurture. Yeah. Malika, is this program a step towards ICF? Definitely yes, because the curriculum, more than 3/4 of the curriculum is based on ICF. Everything that is part of our ICF approved curriculum. The other part of it is all about leadership. Even Regal at 60 is part of our both ACC and PCC program. So yes, simple answer is yes. For me, those people who are not sure whether I should start in ICF, or lot of professionals who are also already in that space of, I kind of broadly categorize them as light workers. It's not my discovery. It's a very popular usage. All those who are into psychotherapists, healers, to coaches, life coaches included. If you just want to take some baby step towards coaching, Leader as a Coach is a very good program. Now, why we are calling Leader as a Coach even for them is, as I said earlier, future of leadership is coaching. All of us individual entrepreneurs are leaders in our own way. We are working with leaders, whether you are a millennial or a CXO CEO. So yes, long answer, but it definitely helps in your steps towards ACC and maybe even PCC later. What are the different coaching techniques a leader has to learn while coaching new joiners, mid-managers, high potential? Yeah, for me, I remember Karan asking me this question in an earlier webinar. How do you coach a laggard? Right? And I still remember the answer was that there are no laggards when you look at from a coaching lens. Everyone, we are only looking at the potential. So where is the question? Irrespective of the performance of that executive at work, there is no question of somebody not being high potential, right? So I'm addressing the high potential growth employee. So for me, you can't be democratic. You have to create some kind of, I had a chat this evening with a CEO who's just got ACC, and she called to share that with me, saying that, share the good news that we had mentored her, saying that I cleared my test, and I'm an ACC. Once I get the certificate, I'll share it in the group and the media. So she was saying that she's a CEO. So she said, I and my one-don are getting coached. The next level, some junior coaches are coaching for high potential. But she says, I want to introduce coaching to all team lead and above. So I said, this is a program, right? Leader as a coach. And kind of, I'm going to send her a mail and we're going to have a follow-up conversation, Karan and me. The reason I'm saying that is it's a very young organization, very flat organization. So there will be some level of difference between high potential. I feel, coming back to Mani's question, I feel team lead, the early stage leaders, team lead to mid-level should get something like this, Leader as a Coach. Middle level manager should get group coaching. Senior executives should get one-to-one coaching. I have no doubt about the fact that senior executives will not settle anything lesser than one-to-one coaching. If you mix and match anything, I don't think that will work. No, you can still do. I've done, for example, for a 13, for a very popular brand, I'm sure it'll be very obvious which organization. This organization had 13 hospitals across India and one overseas. All 13 business head of the hospital, right? This person who was running the business, they have gone through this program, but slightly variant. Yeah, I mean, we kind of stretched this a bit, and because the CEO was a coach too, not CEO, the HR head, CHRO. So, we discussed and we kind of made it a little bit more deeper stuff. But, they have gone through it. So why I'm saying that is, it's not only this, but you have to be very careful. So to summarize, team lead should get something like this, Leader as a Coach. Middle level manager should get group coaching, something deeper. CXO CEO should get only one-to-one coaching because they need that one-to-one space. It's very lonely at the top. Both like what Eric Schmidt and he says, Bill Gates and also Dr. Atul Gawande in his video, and many others. You need somebody you can talk to. And professional coaching gives you that space. It's non-judgmental, right? You're an external coach, so there is no, you're not part of the the politics of the organization. And you're trained to coach. You're trained to do a lot of stuff well. Yeah. I hope Mani, that answers. I'm building on this in my typical style to answer a little bit extra so that it addresses. And I brought this evening conversation because it was still fresh in my mind, and I thought, there is something the universe was telling me also. Yeah. So she's doing that already very successfully, and some of our own coaches are working closely with her. Yeah, the CEO. Thanks, Mani. Yeah. Any other question? Otherwise, pretty much we are done. And I know before any of you drop out, I want to play one video from one of our alumni. Yeah? I hope I've kept downloaded and kept it ready. Yeah. You can see that I'm not very techy, so sorry for that. And Apple spoils it.
Karan, just let me know if you can hear.
We can see.
Can see the video?
Yes, we can.
No. Forget the clutter. It's a video downloaded from the mobile. So just listen to the message. That's more important.
Hi, I'm Mohammed Ali. I'm CEO of Forum Malls, a mall venture by Prestige Group Bangalore. I'm currently pursuing ACC program with Regal, which is a ICF certified program. And my journey towards coaching program actually started with counseling. This happened about a year and a half back. And counseling because I had some challenges. And at that time, I was COO of Forum Malls. I was going through some personal challenges and I was failing to connect. So I took up counseling, and I did counseling for about 6 months with one counselor, then moved to the other counselor, then moved to the other counselor. Finally, I landed up in TA, transaction analysis. So I did a therapy. And then I liked TA, so I did a TA one-on-one course. And then after that, I couldn't connect my professional work with TA. So I had to move and find some other answers. And then a friend of mine suggested coaching. And then I started coaching. So I did 1 or 2 sessions with somebody. And then somehow, when I decided to learn coaching, I got connected with Subash. And that's when I enrolled for the RCC program first, which was a shorter program.
Yeah. So now RCC is the same as LAC. All our ICA approved programs as Regal coaching certification. So RCC level 1 is the leader as coach program. He's referring to that. So why we play this? It's not on the public domain because he was so kind. When I asked for a short clip, he shared this. We didn't want to put this on social media in respect and love for him. But he's somebody who's going through his ACC program. After he started the program, we've had multiple interactions. We discussed some of the challenges, and he's moved from COO at that time to CEO now. That's what he mentioned that. So coaching can help move up the corporate ladder also. Can also help you in the corporate rat race. And more than half of the learner coaches who have gone through programs are leaders with very, very passionate ambition to move up the ladder. That also is possible. But it did not come with all the baggage of moving up the ladder and pushing somebody down. That's the beauty of coaching. That's the power of coaching. Yeah. If there are no questions,
again, I'll leave you here. Like Indigo, we'll wrap up 15 minutes early. Happy to do that always. We started on time, we finished on time or before time. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Use that info at Regal Unlimited, or you can find me on social media. Happy to answer questions. My team will get in touch with you. I hope some of you join us in the program that we're starting in August. It's just a matter of 5 consecutive weeks. I can guarantee you one thing: add coaching to your life will never be the same again. It will shift in a very positive way. And that much we owe to ourselves. Yeah. Happy leading. Take care.